CSGO, you wanna watch this video. It should be interesting to you since it's an interview with the inventor of the CS surf maps, aka Mariowned. Let's get straight into the introduction.
My name is Charles Joyce. I'm the inventor of surf maps for Counter-Strike. I invented them when I was a freshman in high school, just new into mapping. I had found surfing on accident. I made a knifing map with 3 houses in it. My buddy slid off the roof in one of them, so I copied him and I kept trying it over and over. Ended up sliding off the roof, landing on a ladder on an adjacent house, and went back into the Valve Hammer, which is the CS map creator. Took that roof, manipulated it, duplicated it, and just made the first ramp, which you can see in Surf Egypt, Surf the Gap, all those original maps. And that's how I came up with surfing.
Next up, we talked about the early days of surfing in CS.
So in the beginning, it was just me and my buddy Arcade. We were hosting surf maps off of our computers while we were sleeping or while we were at school. Surfing didn't do too well. People kept connecting to the servers and no one knew how to surf. Back then, the default air accelerate was 10 in Counter-Strike 1.6. So surfing was very difficult. It wasn't even surfing. It was more preventing yourself from falling off the ramp. So it was tough. It was difficult. People would connect. They would fall off, die. They would curse me off. They would say my map sucked. It was kind of funny in the beginning. But once I made Surf Egypt, I think that's the map that really pushed surfing to where it's come to today. A lot of people, it had a big retention rate. People were staying. People were trying to learn. They were excited to learn. And me and Arcade were getting better. A couple of my friends at school were playing. So yeah, the community started to build nice and slow. I mean, it wasn't until like a couple months in where we would actually have a few regulars playing. Mostly it was just people connecting and disconnecting and never seeing them again.
Thus, he also takes the credit to be the first guy in CS who ever surfed.
The whole surfing thing, I always use the comparison that if you go like KZ maps, so Creed's, he didn't invent jumping or climbing in Counter-Strike. He invented climbing maps. He invented maps where the specific goal was to jump from platform to platform and beat the level. I didn't invent surfing. I didn't invent sliding on inclines in 3D games. You get a lot of people, or there were a couple of people that had said like, oh, you didn't invent surfing. It was around in Quake 2 and this and that. And I'm not denying that. I'm sure sliding on inclines has existed in games before me. I've never seen videos of it. I still have no idea about any of that. All I know is I made that knifing map, came across surfing. I invented surf maps for Counter-Strike. I invented maps solely designed to surf through a level and get to the end, or surf to find a gun and shoot each other. I mean, there was like hide and seek before surf maps where people would slide on roofs. They would surf. You know, I didn't even know about that until after I had invented surf maps. So I'm not taking credit for inventing surfing in video games because it's existed probably since the oldest 3D game has ever been around. I'm taking credit for surf maps in Counter-Strike. I created them, I named them, and I started them.
Alright, what was the first map he ever created?
So the first Counter-Strike surf map I ever made was called Surf the Gap. It was one platform you spawned on. It didn't even separate counter-terrorist and terrorist, which is a really bad idea. But playing with friends, there was an honor system. So we all spawned on that same platform, and there was one ramp, one surf ramp, and a button at the end that would blow up the map. So the honor system was you can't shoot each other until you left the platform. So after school every day, we would, join my server. We would shoot each other. We would pump shotguns and surf down this one ramp, land on the platform, and blow up the map. Maps, I made several versions of Surf the Gap. Maps like Surf Christmas, where it was just one ramp slid, you would surf down, collect guns at the bottom, and just shoot each other. That's how surfing started. It was just one ramp, guns, and shooting and killing each other. Surf Egypt was the first, and I mean, if you look at it now, it's not a pretty map, but it's the first map where I really pushed the aesthetic of surfing. So you had spawn, which is separate counter-terrorists and terrorists. You'd get a scout, so you'd still shoot each other, but you would slide down. There's one big ramp, like in every other map I made, like Surf the Gap. There were 2 ramps that would lead to a pyramid. You would climb up the pyramid and then surf down to teleport to spawn or top of the spawn. So Egypt, I think, really pushed surfing to become popular. I've been away from the surf scene, and well, first the last 1.6 map I ever made was Surf City 2, which was like 7 or 8 years ago. So I've been away from mapping for a long time. Once I came back, I decided to make my first CS:GO map, which we're in right now. It is a dedication to Egypt. I figured the best way to make a comeback was to revitalize what I think was the most important surf map to ever exist.
So he already said it, but right now we are on his old map CS:GO remake.
This is actually this Egypt map. It was a really big project, maybe a little too big for a first time coming back, but I started it. I'm going to finish it. So I think surfing and KZ maps have the potential to be the most beautiful, nicest looking maps, just because you're climbing to new heights. With surfing especially, you're flying over these huge areas in a short amount of time. So I really want to push the aesthetics of surf maps. Like you see in this map, there's no floating triangular prisms in the air. I'm really trying to push organic surfing. So making a beautiful map surfable as opposed to making a surf map, if that makes sense. That's been my goal for a long time, and I'm going to continue to push that. And with the source engine being much prettier than the gold source, the 1.6 engine, I really have a lot of tools and just so many possibilities, and I'm excited to continue to do this.
You definitely want to know how old he was when he made the first surfing map in the CS history.
So I made the first surf map, I believe it was June 2004. So that was almost 15 years ago, like 14 and a half years ago. I was 14 years old. I am now 29. I'm turning 30 in a month. So surf maps are half my life, which is absolutely crazy to think about.
How does surfing in CS 1.6 compare to CS:GO?
So with 1.6, obviously I spent years and years surfing in it. I just became accustomed to it. When CS Source first came out, I had made one map, one surf map, just to see if surfing was possible. It was possible, obviously. Never released that map. It was just a tiny, simple map, and I never went back to Source surfing. It was just too weird to me. Back when Source first came out, 1.6 and Source surfing were way different. I've been away from surfing for so long that I jumped into CS:GO surfing, and it felt fine. It felt nice. It felt good. I had no problem learning it. Jumping, there might be still a little bit of a difference, but I haven't gotten used to. I haven't been surfing in CS:GO long enough that going back to 1.6 messes me up. There is a little bit of a difference, but for me there really isn't, just because I'm still so new to it. I'm still getting back into it. The other differences are, obviously, maps can be bigger in CS:GO and you can make them much prettier, but talking about just actual surfing and feeling of that, it's only slightly different.
I was also lucky enough to see Charles on the ramps.
All right, remember, I'm still getting back into this. So this map, you'll notice you're surfing on a lot of displacements, and which is going to be new to a lot of people, but I really want to push the aesthetics. So what I do is I put player clip ramps on top of the displacements, just so you don't get blocked or anything. I'll show you the tunnel skip, which I need to redo, but if you're surfing down here, you see this little area, you can skip most of the tunnel. But right now it's not optimized, so I need to redo it so it can actually be counted as a skip. The world record right now, I mean, it's a public test, but the fastest player I had in the server surfed through here and went over this area. You could see that's a skybox. I didn't clip off this area yet, just because I was rushing to get that public test done. I promised my community I would have it done Friday. So I'm like, no one's gonna do this. And then this dude named Leviathan skipped right over this and then went in. It was awesome. It was actually you could see like there's a bot that keeps playing the map over and over. That's the fastest run. And he does that's Leviathan's skip. He does that. But this map, I'm still redoing this whole town, like broken down town area, but you could surf on just about everything in here.
Next up, what does he think? What's the most important thing to be a good surfer?
The most important thing to be a good surfer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just consistency, dedication, just like a lot of things, just keep doing it, keep surfing, keep challenging yourself. If you're beating tier 1 maps easy, then you gotta, step it up, take it to a tier 2, or even try a tier 3, and just have fun with it. Don't get frustrated. Don't get upset that you're stuck on some areas. Just keep trying them. It feels so good when you're stuck on something, surfing on something, and then you finally get it. I mean, I've with this map, I've been playing this map nonstop every day for a month, and I still mess up here and there, and especially in the beginning, I'll show you exactly what I mean. But I always get stuck on this one part, and I just have to not get tilted. I'll show you the part right here. So I always try to cut corners and I surf really low. I always get stuck right here. I usually clip that area and just get knocked down and over on stream. It's probably annoying watching me miss this, but I just keep going, get hitting there and falling. Just don't get mad. Just keep surfing. Should be enjoyable. And if it's not enjoyable, go try an easier map,
Alright, why do people love surfing so much? And if you have watched this video that long, make sure to just click on the like button under the video. It's important.
See, this is part of the reason why I came back and I've been so motivated to do this. Is I've gotten a lot of feedback, just like I would say 99% positive feedback. It was incredible. A lot of people say they use surfing to unwind after a day of work, or they warm up their wrists and mouse or hand movements before competitive matches by surfing. And especially people use it to, like you say, I've had a couple people say that they really don't like their job, or something in their life is going wrong, and surfing really relaxes them. It really puts them at ease. It's the only thing they look forward to throughout the day. Surfing can be so relaxing. You're just gliding through these levels. It's nice and smooth, and it's a lot of fun. It can be very therapeutic, which why I came back. I want to keep giving people more maps to play, give them more relief, give them an escape, and that's what I really push for on my stream. Is just my stream is completely toxic free. My stream is a safe haven. It's an escape. I want people to just come in and chat, share their problems, surf their problems away, and just have a good time.
What are the best surfing maps in CSGO?
Coming back to surfing, I've tried out a bunch of maps. There's definitely a bunch that stick out in my mind. For the newer people and what I've been using to really get back into it, Surf Flow, Surf Rookie, what's the other? Surf Utopia, I think it's called. Those are great beginner maps. You have Surf Mesa, Surf Rune Ward, Milky Way, I think it's called. Some beautiful looking maps. One that I absolutely love playing is called Surf Paper Town. It's beautiful. It's a tier 2. I'm still struggling to beat it, so that's another great one. There's so many of them, and I'm still learning them. I'm still finding them, still playing them. But those are the ones that stick out to me ever since coming back to CS and learning CSGO surfing.
So then we talked about the release date for the Surf Egypt.
My birthday is the beginning of March. I would love to release this on my birthday. So I'm really pushing to have this done by March 3rd. I would absolutely love that.
Lastly, of course, he had something to say to all of you.
I just want to say to all the surf fans, all the Counter-Strike fans, it's so amazing to see how big this community is. I've been welcomed back so lovingly. The response has been overwhelming. It's been super emotional. People are so happy, have been so nice to me. It's an absolute honor to be part of this community again, and I'm around for the long haul. this time, you know? Guys, I've been streaming a lot over at twitch.tv/Mariowned. I absolutely love seeing all the surfers stop by, all the mappers and everything, but it's not just a gaming stream. It's not just, you don't have to be great at surfing to come by and have a good time. I want everyone to have an escape. I want everyone to have just a place to go. If you have problems, I'm more than willing to listen. I'm more than willing to help. My community is absolutely amazing. We're toxic free. You could talk and chat. You could whisper me privately. My name is Mariowned on every social media type. Please reach out. Don't keep it bottled up. Don't dig those problems deep. I'm here to talk. I didn't feel like I had somebody to talk when I was going through it. Dealt with my own anxiety, my own depression, and just I always kept it bottled up. I never talked to anyone about it. So I really want to reach out to everyone and let them know that I'm here for you guys, and so are my chat. And I love you guys so much.